What's up, guys? Chris here, back again with another video on the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about the market. I want to talk about a little bit of Black Friday stuff, what I'm doing to trade right now. Kind of gonna show you guys a little bit some of my methods, what I'm doing right now. Talking about Friday content as well in the background of that, and a few things that I like in terms of like maybe some team of the week out of pack investments and stuff like that. Some road to the final talk as well. All around market discussion pretty much is the video today. So before we get into videos today, if you guys can drop a like on the video, let's hit 100 likes. We have been not hitting our total, I don't think, for the last couple of videos. I think last video we did it, but the last couple of videos before that we didn't. So we got to hit 100, guys, okay? That's the goal, every single video, okay? Drop a sub on the YouTube if you guys are new around here. Turn the notification bell on, that's the most important thing. Liking the video and subscribing while you're new around here. Hopefully you're enjoying the content today. And then get involved with us over on the Discord, free guides, free trading tips. And then over on Twitch as well, we're there every single day. So let's talk about first off what I've been doing to trade and how I'm making money in a market that is kind of like crazy, right? So this is like some of the stuff that we've done. We've done a lot of icon trading, and you guys can see like there's some big icon flips in here. This isn't like the normal, you know, 3 to 600 K icons that you're used to seeing me do it. I'm starting to move on to the top tier market. I think liquid we're probably at 7.5 million coins, which is kind of good. You know what I've also been trading a lot recently is the rule breaker cards. These guys, I'm telling you right now, get used to trading with these cards. They're so rare, they fluctuate a ton, and they're a ton of fun to trade with, man. Their fluctuations are crazy. These rashers we picked up before Squad Battle Awards at 207. We flipped these this morning at 230. We flipped some of these cards for Tech Avion with Langlet. We still have a Cole here. We got a Mo Salah that we're trying to flip overnight. We bought him at 1279. We're going to try to get him a 138 almost overnight, which I think I can get. We got a Pogba here. We bought it at 850, bro. Some of the deals I've gotten like has been kind of crazy. Royce, we're still trying to sell ours. I have a couple of Jimenez cards I think are going to rise on Thursday. I got a Chucky Lozano. A Teixeira that we bought at 275. We got this at like 170, and then these we got about like 50 for each card. So that's pretty much what we've been doing really to trade recently. We flipped a couple of these promised last night from Sunday night squad battles into Monday morning. They rebounded quite nicely. Bought these at 220-ish. So it's been a lot of fun trading. Those ZH cards, by the way, we bought them a little bit, yesterday, I think in the morning, and we sold them for a little bit of profit here. So let's talk about, the market in general. Before we get into like, how to trade in this market and stuff like that, what I'm looking for, let's talk about some of the team of the weeks. Now, I don't know how many of these are going to go up in the packs, but I do have my eyes on 3 guys. Actually 4 guys potentially. I like Watkins for a cheap striker. I like Lozano. I really like this Lozano card. He's actually down right now. Flippin has miscalculated his price. Now, what Flippin does sometimes, you can take advantage of this, is they cap a price when it's a huge undercut. Now, not many people understand, but people use Flippin to see the price of the card, and they don't understand that 128 means that this was a one-off, and 135 is really what the card is going for right now. So they undercut at 128, and you can get a really good deal there. And that's what we did last night. We bought a lot of Lozanos at 125. We sold them earlier today at 139, which was very, very nice. I like Lozano. I think on Xbox, if you could find them around like the 125, same with PS, I really like that for out of packs. I like this Konate, and I compare it to Upamecano. Now, obviously, Upamecano, he's obviously rare, right? So he's got a little bit more rarity to him, but I really like this guy, man. 50K, I don't think it's much of a risk, really. For out of packs. I kind of like this, to be honest with you, before it goes out of packs on Wednesday. Now, when would you buy some of these guys? Well, maybe if you want to play it safe, and I look at like 43 on Xbox One as well. Maybe you look for 6 p.m. today, see if there's any content that drops, any pack supply that potentially could make these guys drop a little bit. But I'm thinking that right at 6 p.m. is going to be a make or break whether or not these cards drop or they go up in price. I think if you see no content today, you're going to see the market rise for those cards. Guys like Lozano, guys like Watkins, guys like Konate, and I like this for just kind of like a stock in the club for Icon species coming soon. You notice how it's the same price on PS and Xbox. Try to find around 18 to 20k ish. if you can get that. I think it's a really good club stock card for icon SBCs who need informs and stuff like that. So take a look at Sergio Roberto, kind of just like a cheap, no-risk card out of packs. Not going to go lower. He's a fullback, Spanish as well. I really like that, man. So I'm not really concerned too much with the Messi. We've talked about the Mbappe at times where it just went down and down and down out of packs. I don't know how much this Messi's going to go up in the short term. Might rise a little bit, but I think you'll be able to get this card back during Black Friday and the days after that as well. A Bruno maybe goes up a little bit as well. I think this guy's a little undervalued too. You know, he did have a huge drop off. Now he's actually up right now from where he was. He was 465. He's now before 95. So he's actually the highest he's been in a few days. So that's interesting to me. But I think if you find around the 450, 460 again, if he drops down to that, I think that's something you take a look at. I also like this Thiago Silva as well. Now center backs always do well for the icon SPC. So Thiago Silva for me, guys, really hasn't dropped lower than 23k. You could find that 23k. I don't think he goes lower than that. So try to find 23, 24 max. Same thing on Xbox. I think these are good for icon SPCs, man. There's a couple cards you can obviously club stock and make some coins on. Road to the finals right now. I still think you're gonna wait a little bit on these cards. They fluctuate a ton. They're a lot of fun to trade with as well. As you saw on my transfer list. But yeah, I really like trading with these guys. I think you're going to wait. I think on the high tiers, if we don't see that much panic going into the Thursday rewards, I think you'll probably see them drop maybe a little bit at rewards. Now, if you do see panic before rewards, I think that's going to be the cheapest time for some of these guys, like the Hazard, Jesus. And you can really tell by Rashford's price that he is just staying up there. Like, the market has coins. Like, that is the biggest myth, that the market didn't have coins. We saw in the buyback today, on these meta cards, like the Rashfords, the Varans, the Kantes, right? The market has coins. Son as well is another one. Pogba, right? Kante, Mane, right? These guys have gone up in price after Squad Battle Awards because the market has coins. People are starting to think that the market is just too low, and now they're buying it. They're not waiting anymore. Now, what these Road to the Final 1 cards are doing at the moment is they dropped that 1 or 2 day period, and now they're flying. Now, I expect these guys, maybe you see a little bit of a drop-off on Saturday or Sunday this weekend, depending on the content that we get. But for the most part, I do think these guys are going to keep on rising, especially after Black Friday. I think these guys are going to fly after Black Friday. I think as long as EA doesn't put them back in packs, anything malicious on their part, I think these guys do very, very well at, you know, just kind of after Black Friday. People are going to want to build teams with cards that have live stats. And, you know, with the Champions League coming out, I think next week, we're going to have, I think, match day 4. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see their kind of fluctuations that the cards have based on a win, a loss, a goal, you know, a concede, whatever, you know. These guys go to packs today. I only like Ndidi for out of packs, really. Diaby's okay as well. But I like Ndidi. He's kind of held his price for the most part for the last couple of days. As much as, like, the market has dropped off, he hasn't really dropped off as much. And these guys have been supplied a good amount. If you could find him at, like, 210, he is going into packs today. So I would take a look at Ndidi. In terms of Renato, it's a tough one, right? Renato is like 590. Do I think that's overpriced? Yes. Will it probably go up out of packs? Yeah, probably. I would probably just kind of buy it at a price that you like, maybe around like the 570s if you can for this card. Xbox probably 500. Like I said, I still think it's overpriced. I don't like the price at all, but in this market, it could probably go up a little bit out of packs. Yeah, I can see I don't think you see a huge rise on Renato, but I think Ndidi has some really good potential profit. So look at Ndidi, in my opinion. Now, what are you going to see today, right? So we have, I don't want it to be a long video, right? But I want to show you guys like how to trade a little bit in this market. We actually just sold something. I don't know what I sold. We just sold a Jimenez at 162, which is solid, right? Some of these rule breakers are really good to trade with. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at some of these rule breakers. This is how to trade with specials, by the way. So I don't see much here that's like kind of down at the very moment, but like I can show you guys like what I've been using really to make coins on this. So here's Marcus Llorente, right? This guy fluctuates a good amount. Now, if you take a look at this graph, okay, yesterday he goes from 217 down to 199. I bought a few at 199. I saw them all at 220 today, 218 to 220. He goes back to 217. He then drops again to 210, up to 223, down to 206, and now he's back up at 220. So what I do with this, right, is I go on the tracker, okay? I've been using the tracker more for not just icon prices, but for also specials. And because these guys fluctuate so much, you can take a look at where they've been selling at, right? He's been selling at 224, 225, 218, 220, 220, right? And guess what happens here, right? He gets a little bit low, 210, 212, right? You can see like where this guy's getting low at, and then you can see where he's getting really high at. Like for example, 225, 220, 217, 220, 220, 220, right? You see that? So you're seeing like these price differences, these fluctuations in price. Now we're gonna go to a guy like Lorente here, and we're not gonna see a huge drop off obviously right now. But in the case that he does end up dropping, right, we're gonna be there to snag one. So right now he's 220. These guys fluctuate a lot. You will see drop-offs, you will see rebounds. Same thing with the other informs as well. And don't just look for the rule breakers, but you can definitely look at inform trading as well. You can make a lot of coins by just, inform fluctuations, knowing where they sell out as well. I've been making a lot of coins off of them, and I've also been making a lot of coins off of rule breakers at the moment. That's one of the ways that I look at trading. I also look for bids as well. That Pogba bid, right, or that Pogba sell price, right? We're trying to sell him at 950. Pogba, we got at 850 on bid. That was somebody that at the time I thought to myself, okay, his tracker is telling me he's selling at 930, 935. So I'm thinking, if I can get an 850, 860, I could definitely squeeze profit out of that, a good little 30,000 coins. But now that I got him at 850, because what happened at the time was he was 886 cheapest. So I said to myself, listen, I think if this guy's not a trader, he's going to see 886 and be like, all right, that's too close to the price. I'm going to move away from him. I'm going to try to look for an undercut. And the guy is so rare that the fact that he let me have him at 850 just gave me a great price for this card. He's already sold, and this is another thing you can look at doing. Putting these guys on their transfer targets. Mo Salah just sold at 367 or 369. That is awesome. We bought ours at 1279. So we are going to be making some decent profit on Mo Salah. This is how I've been trading. I've been trading on the fluctuations. The market is rare, but the market is not really down that much. Like the market's up from where it was on the weekend. I think it's going to continue to rise Tuesday and Wednesday. I think if you need to buy any top tier players, you really need to take a look at some of the prices before Thursday. I think Friday there could be an opportunity of an icon SBC, possibly, right? I think a base icon is, I would see it happening as well. But if it doesn't bring out a base icon, then they could definitely bring out a couple baby/middle icon SBCs that would really, think about the market and stuff like that. Really take a look at some of the top tier market. If you haven't bought yet, Mbappe's, I would say Ronaldo's, Neymar's. Those are three that I pinpoint. You can kind of base those guys off of like where the market is at times. And you can find Neymar around a mil, Ronaldo at 1365. Like some of that stuff is really good, I think. I don't think it goes much lower. Even this weekend, I really don't believe the argument that buy your teams on Wednesday, buy your teams on Saturday or Sunday. I think if everybody is being told to buy at a certain time, they're going to also keep the market at a certain height, and it's not going to drop. In fact, it's probably going to rise more because I think the brunt of the sell-off was this past weekend. So I don't think there's many teams left to really be sold off unless there's a huge buyback this Thursday and then they panic sell again, which I think you will see a little bit of a sell-off. But if there's so many people buying, then they're really not going to... they're not really going to drop that much. It's actually going to make the market probably stay stagnant, or it's going to go up a little bit. And then after Black Friday, you already know that those cards are going to absolutely fly. The Neymars, the Mbappe's, the informs that didn't get into the best of team week, road to the finals, rule breakers, all that kind of stuff. As long as they don't get re-released, they're all going to get to a very, very high level, I think, after Black Friday. Now we're on fodder right here, okay? Fodder market is very high. 84s are 3.3. They were 2. 85s are probably the most investable part of the market right now. They're about 6 to 7K. These guys could really be players that stay around the 8 to 9K when there's icons that come out and probably go upwards of 10. So with 85s, I would probably keep those. But if you're looking at anything 86 higher, some of these guys are getting really invested in. 88s and 89s specifically. 88s, were like 21k. They're now 27 at a point right here. We got Ter Stegen at 46. I would just throw this out there. If you're somebody that doesn't want to wait long term, right? If EA Sports decides to this week release a baby or a middle icon SBC, and they release a couple, but say they release Hierro, Pirlo, Gattuso, and let's say Haji. Okay, let's say they release those four, whether it's the baby cards or the middles. Okay, because again, the primes are not coming out until December, so the first icon SBCs are going to be the baby in the middle. If they release those and they price them badly, or they don't select a good player, your fodder is not going to rise. You need a good player to come out this Friday, or a repeatable base icon SBC for that fodder market to rise. So what I would pose this question to you guys is, if you are somebody that doesn't want to wait long term and you want to take your coins this week on whatever you bought, if you bought 88s at 21.22, if you bought Ter Stegen's at 40, if you bought Lewandowski's at 55, if you bought any of these guys, take the coins in the hype, which is before the SBC on Friday. We're also going to be getting a player of the month Mbappe, which I don't think is going to be too cheap to do either. But I would say maybe take the coins if you want to just be safe in terms of like the fodder market. I think it's getting really invested in right now. It's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to this sort of stuff. Especially I know people have thousands of these guys. So just be very careful with that. Like I said, you don't have to if you don't want to. You can keep the fodder if you want to, because you probably bought it at a great price and they're not going to go lower than where they were beforehand when you bought them. So you can keep them if you want, sell them this week if you need coins to reinvest. But that's it with the market. Longer upload than usual. I do apologize by that. But I want to get more uploads to you guys. I want to give out more content to you guys, more hands-on stuff. I've been slacking a little bit on the YouTube recently, so I do apologize on that. Drop a like on the video, guys. That'd be awesome. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I'll talk to you guys in a video soon. Peace out.